All right, we are back together in almost full bloom. I mean, we are back together full bloom. As you can tell, we have a chuff speaker. There's cycles going on here. I'm going to have to try to explain. What is he hooked up to? He's not even hooked up to anything. Oh, that guy, he's showing something else. All right. Okay, so here's the chuff trigger. Here it is. I'm down here. Chuff trigger. Just jumped over. These things would not be here once we get the harness figured out, right? Sound system, all the soundboards are buried underneath these power supply, these volt regulators. The speaker is stuck out front. I didn't have a better position to put it for now, so I just put it there so we'd hear it if it worked. I had the great idea of a fan. I found a 5-volt fan and I plugged it into the 5 volts that's going from the motor to the chuff trigger, which works out great if I'm running fast enough. But if I'm doing a lot of chuffs, it may not. I don't know. You see that? It's just a little weird. Low speed, not so good. But higher speed, we got it, man. It's blowing. Blowing good air, too. So we'll stick that in there. That'll help cool these. I'm going to put him right on the end. That's going to blow right across there. So there's the smoke. The chuff is still alive at high speed. Smoke is still alive at high speed. Bring it down to 90, you start seeing some chuffs. There's 60, now you got some chuffs coming in. 45, good chuffing. That's 1 chuff per rev. That's exactly what we get with the Flyers standard system. You can't, you just can't go this fast. That's the thing. Now, here's the problem I'm running into. If I go too slow, it drops the 5 volts and goes into idle. I just learned this. If I go up just a little bit more, and I learned it through the fan. Right now it's pulsing. If I go up to 60, it's full speed. If I drop down to 30, it's just not getting the 5 volts. It's dropping, and now we're at idle, even though we're running. See, that's idle, and we're running, or when we were running. So that relay from the motor has a little weakness, but it's something for me to think through and figure out. I'm not worried about it. You go 45 to pull a load anyway, basically, so we'll find out. I'm hoping we'll find out here shortly. It's only 4:30. Can you believe it? I spent almost the entire afternoon rewiring everything with the new fixtures, the new setup, the new device, trying to find room for him to hide somewhere. And even if the fan isn't that great, well, I really think it will be. I think it will be. I can't tell. Yeah, it's blowing this way, so you want the fan to be sticking in here like this. I'm guessing you want to blow in, not out, huh? There it is. We got fan-cooled system. We got chuff and puff. And it'll crank. Leon, it'll crank. And we have forward and backwards. It's always kind of nice. Almost instant response. Well, that's exciting. Now, the tender, if I tidy some of these up and ran them through a device and had the speakers set up right, I could put the body on it. Okay, I showed you the nice fit now that I put this groove in here and I've got everything squared up. I didn't print the standoffs yet where we glue them to the metal body and then we can bolt it down instead of having to worry about the tabs with the body flying off. That fan's got to move in if we can, or maybe I have to move that board down a little more if I can. Scooch it down about 2 or 3 millimeters to get, if I want to use this fan to blow. And I can use this fan to to pull the air out too. I could drill some holes in the back and just blow out hot air, which would pull in the front. You know, boy, you can feel the heat over here. You can feel the heat. So you'd get airflow if you had the body on, you see. You could pull it in from the front to the back and just push it out. That may be the better way to go. Tiny little fan, but we use that in the computers and 5 volts on a Pi, Raspberry Pi unit that I didn't need, so I put it on here and I thought I'd test it. Okay, so there's Puff and Chuff. We're back. We're amazed. I had a 9-volt battery plugged in, and then I didn't get any sound. I thought, oh God, I broke the sound system. So I got rid of the 9-volt battery. I thought maybe it was a little low, and it was. I went over to my 10-volt system and cranked that up, and oh yeah, we had sound. Now when the body's on, that'll be muffled a little more too. And you're pulling the load, it'll do the echo and behind the whatever, and you know what I mean. It'll move around the layout. I think I'm going to put the drawbar on the other, you know, the more solid one, because I don't have the firebox set in here yet, but I may just put this on there and let it run around a little bit. See how the trucks are doing. I tested it. It's all-wheel pickup. That's pretty cool. I haven't added any smoke fluid, so it might be a little low. That was pretty rewarding to have it fire up. You know, I tested it all, you know, as I went, make sure 10 volts, you know, 8 volts, whatever. So all of that's working. I would love to get these, love to get those cooled off. I don't know why they're so hot. This thing, no, that's not warm. The diode thing fits right in there. I thought it would, you know. Isn't that awesome? There's that clump of diodes and a 7805 chip in there, giving you 5 volts. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I wonder if I might take 5 volts off of the sound power supply and run it back to the fan. Then I'd have 5 volts all the time. And it's running right now. It's running pretty good. Alright. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is tie wrap things up. I mean, I could put the body on. Oh, I can't because I got this, I need a short nose. I got a long nose. I don't know. This is for steam engines, and we have to shorten it for the Royal Blue Streamline engines. I knew that. I forgot, and I must have one around here. I'm going to have to find it. And that's a big change out, so I'm not going to be able to put the body on right away. I have to find it, change all the parts out, and then set it up, tune it, and all that crap. That stuff. Okay, let's tie up the wires, make it a little more safe, and see it go around like this. I think that'd be nice. Hear the sounds and whatnot. All right, gang. We made it. We made it back to home plate. You know, we went out. We had to do some grinding on this thing, you know, and I had to do some fitting. This is my 4th design change on this. Had to do 4 iterations on that plate, 3 on this one. The soundboards just fit like they want to be there. All I had to do was sink them down about 2 millimeters and they fit. And the wiring is very slick. It's all right out. Very nice. And of course this piece here is holding up. I changed it, but it's holding up fine. Keeping everything the way it should be. And Dan's improvement on the forward and reverse motor control board is doing wonderful. This board anyway. I haven't smoked it yet. I got a bag to send him. Yeah, he's going to disown me. Alright, I think I'll put a little more oil in there and tidy this up and then see what it does on the rails. What do you say? We have about 45 minutes to burn. Alright, there it is. Back in the saddle. There's the profile. There's this profile. The body will fit. I showed you that earlier. The body will slide down and slide back, tabbies into the slots and all that. Got to change that. That's all I got to do. Then we put in a firebox, you know, to hide the motor. Electric LEDs for the fire in the firebox and all that. That'll be nice. And then we'll get the standoffs for the body and get the body sitting on there. I think that's smoke alarm? No, it's just my soldering iron saying I'm tired of waiting. Okay, later gang. I'll be back in about 30 minutes, I suppose.